Good to start with a win. It's always, it's a tough campaign. You need to get the ball rolling early, and the only way to do that is start with a win. So fair play to Scotland. They brought their A game, and they definitely challenged us at times. So it was a really tough kind of physical test.
You came in for the second half after Gary picked up the injury. Was it a difficult second half to get into? There's a lot of stop and starting in that second half.
Yeah, I think the whole game was a bit stop-starty. A lot of kind of moments there where it kind of calmed down. So it was difficult enough to, I suppose, try and impose yourself on it. But it was just kind of that type of game. But when we got the ball and held the ball, I think we were doing well. And when Scotland held the ball, they were gaining yards as well. They were tough to defend, A
lot of talk about these midfield combinations, but you enjoy playing with your old mate Bundy again?
Yeah, it was good to get 40 minutes there. At the moment in camp we have 6 really good centres, and it's really competitive, and it's going to drive the standard of training and of our performances upwards. So it's great to have that competition and for everyone to be fighting for their place.
Robbie, Gregor was saying after they feel like they left the match behind. Did you get that sense in the dressing room that Scotland blew it, or did you deserve your win?
I think again Scotland they had a few chances, and they had a few unfortunate moments that they dropped one ball over the line. But I think from our defensive perspective, we were right up there in terms of just not letting them in, and turning them over on the line when it needed to be done. So that was really positive from us, and I think defensively we really stuck in there when we needed to.
What's the biggest area for improvement for next week? Because Wales, you're unlikely to get 2 weeks in a row where a team, leaves a lot of points behind like that.
Yeah, again, we need to be more clinical. I think when we had at times when we had them pumped into the corners, we probably let them away with not keeping the ball in the maul, and we got turned over a few times when we had them in that kind of in their corner, and probably come away with more points. But again, the game was stop-starty, and in terms of Scotland, they gave away penalties when we were kind of building into it, and they were happy to take 3 at times.
As players, have you noticed any difference with the regime already at this stage?
Say again, sorry?
Have you noticed any difference with the regime since the change around?
A little bit. It's definitely more onus on the players to play what's on in front of them. It's being adaptable, I suppose, in how we play, and it's a very enjoyable camp at the moment, and we had a good week's prep in Portugal, and delighted to get the campaign off to a positive start. So yeah, it's all good at the moment. It's a happy camp, and everyone's just looking forward to the next few weeks and keep building on this momentum.
Was some of that attacking intent shown when Johnny decides not to take 3 points early on and go for the corner?
Yeah, I was thinking about that, alright. I suppose he was kicking into a bit of a tricky wind as well, so that might have had something to do with it. So I thought as well, the wind could have been a little bit to play with that. But yeah, again, we always back ourselves when we go into the corner against a team. So we have those high standards that we can take them on up front.
Johnny's your captain at provincial level. Is he any different at international level?
No, the exact same. He's just building how he does in Leinster, and he's just bringing it into the Irish camp.
And after 8 weeks off, he got the only try. It was a lovely move. You weren't on the pitch at the time, but to his credit, getting back into it, the pace of it after a 2-month break.
Yeah, absolutely. That's one thing you always worry as from being out from an injury, that the pace of the game might pass you by, or you might be struggling to stay up with it. And from I don't know what time he went off, but when he played from minute 1 to whenever he went off, he didn't look anything like that. He was sharp, and he was very, very good, and he was on top of his work. So yeah, it was brilliant.